Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai Braj Bhumi Vrindavan Dham की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुर धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय कलयुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय श्री श्री राधा गोकुलनंद भगवान की जय श्री पंचतत्व की जय श्री राधा दामोदर की जय श्री यशोदा दामोदर की जय कार्तिक मास महामहोत्सव की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
My only wish is to have my conscience purified by the words I meet by each this one. Attachment to His feet is a perfection. He fulfills all these acts. He opens my dark mind, fills my heart with love. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From Him accepted final witness. By Him He was His throne. The Vedic scriptures sing His character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy. The friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. Oh Master, be merciful to us. Give us a shade of your sweet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. We take shelter from your sweet. Jai Ki.
Hare Krishna. Bhakti, would you like to sing Jai Radha Madhava? Sing. It's a good idea, good practice. Take this microphone. Yeah, you need to replace your brother. I don't know if you can do that, but sure, you can.
What do I do with this?
Okay.
So just hold it.
You hold it.
She wants to play kartals, looks like. Can you make?
This way. I'll just take it.
Okay, stand and sing. You can play kartals as well. Okay. Push.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kuja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kuja Bihari
Jaya Radha
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhara Dara Braja Jadara Jada Yashodhara Dara Braja Jadara Jada Yabudati Ramadachari Yabudati Ramadachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kuja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kuja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabham Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodhara Dara Braja Jadara Jada
Yashodanandana Naranjanam
Yashodhara Dara Braja Jada Rajada
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjanam
Yabudatira Varachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yabudatira Varachari
Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Krishna, carry on. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Radha
Krishna
Gokula.
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Gokula Radha Gokula Radha
Jaya Radha, Radha Gokulananda Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gokula Radha Gokula Radha
Jaya Radha, Jaya Panchatattva.
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Bhakdevi, for helping me today. It is greatly appreciated. Well done. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for coming. I've been asked last night, 10 o'clock, to take up this service. No worries, I had a few topics actually in my mind. Then while commuting here, driving, so I selected one topic. Also, it has to be something new for my wife and my daughter as well, because they'll be listening to me, and of course Mangala Mataji is listening to me every day, and it has to be slightly new topic as well. but definitely, we all can enjoy. So we'll do it together. I will ask a lot of all devotees to read purports, and that way we'll enjoy together. It's like I hope it will be like a nectar. Let's see. So let's offer prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurvunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Vadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha krupa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So devotees can actually bring their chairs here so that we can have interaction, and also we can get this microphone and pass it around, as we need to read quite a bit from the purports. Excellent, thank you. So there were few topics, but this morning I've decided to speak on power of hearing. Yes. So there was another topic actually, what to ask for, what benediction to ask from the Lord and his devotees. But that's next, sometime later. But today we'll focus on power of hearing. And then I've just collected a few verses and few topics. Let's read. I'm sure you will all enjoy this. So, can you all see? Okay. Reading from Canto 2, Chapter 8, Text 4. Right? Shrinvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam. Looks like a tongue twister, isn't it? Kalena Nati Dirghena Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Hrudi Bhagavan Vishate Hrudi Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Vrudhi Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Vrudhi. Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Vridi. Thank you, Prabhu. More? Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Kaka Dirghena Kalena Nati Dirghena Vishate Bhagavan Vishate Vrudi. Any more? Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Vrudhi. Shrunvataha Shraddhaya Nityam Grunatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena nati dirgena Bhagavan vishate vrudi. Anyone else? Okay. Children, they pick up everything. Yeah. Shrunvataha. Of those who hear. Shraddaya. In earnestness. Nityam. Regularly, always. Regularly, always. Yes. Grinataha. Taking the matter. Cha. Also. Swacheshtitam. Seriously by one's own endeavor. Kalena. Duration. Na. Not. Atidhirgena. Very prolonged time. Bhagavan. The personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Vishate. Becomes manifest. Hrudi. Within one's heart. Here is a secret. Secrets of all secrets. Yes. Best secret you can ever get. How you can, manifest Krishna. How Krishna can manifest in our own heart. How we can see Krishna in our own heart. Is given here. Recipe is given. You want the recipe? You want to read the translation? Okay. Prema Bhakti, read the translation. Bit louder.
Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly are always taking the matter very seriously, will have the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna manifested in their hearts within a short time. Hare Krishna.
Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. That's the, okay, Shraddhaya, actually, with faith. Number one. Hearing with faith. And then, regularly. Nityam. Always. Regularly and always. Second point. First one is, what is the first one? With faith. Hearing with faith. Shraddhaya. Number two, Nityam means regularly and always. Yeah. And then, third one is taking the matter seriously. We hear, but we don't take the matter seriously. Isn't it? So these four things. Hear, but hear with faith. Hear on a regular basis. Not just once in a blue moon or once in a new moon, whatever. So not occasionally, but regularly. And then taking the matter very seriously. Means what? What does it mean, taking the matter very seriously? Go and think a little bit. Contemplate. Where am I now? Am I implementing whatever I hear? Am I implementing in my own life? Check it out. Take a little bit time and see, am I taking the matter seriously? Because we all know that, when we come to Sangha, digest. Yes. So when we come here, definitely we act better in the association of devotees. But on our own, we know what we do, don't we? When no one is there. So we have to take the matter seriously. And if we do these four things, four-pointed formula, and then what happens? Nati dirgena, not very long. Short time, within a short time. Very quick. Yeah, Dhruva Maharaj had seen the Lord face to face in how many months? 6 months. But what did he do? Ashtanga Yoga. You'll be shocked. Do you know what he had eaten in the first month? Every 3 days he took berries and fruits. We eat 4 times a day minimum. Yes. First month, every 3 days, fruits and berries. Second month, grass, dried grass, every 6 days. That's it. If you eat once now, 6 days, no more eating, only grass. 3rd month, drinking water every 9 days. Take water, 9 days, don't look at the water even. And in the 4th month, what did you do? Breathing, taking air. No need to, no breathing in again for 12 days. My goodness. That's it. And in the 5th month, he stopped breathing as well. 5th month and 6th month, he stopped breathing. Yeah. He stopped breathing. He just closed everything. So he did that for 6 months, and he had seen the Lord face to face. But, knowing our condition, Vyasdev is given a simple recipe here. Huh? We prefer this one. But sometimes, something easy is given to us. We don't realize how easy is that. We take it like, because it is simple, we just neglect it, isn't it? I mean, sometimes you have to compare it with other things, just like Dhruv Maharaj. When I compared, then you realize, oh my God, I better do this. We were talking about power of hearing. Yeah? 4 things. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam, but hear with faith, and hear regularly and always, and taking the matter seriously. Means whatever we hear, we should try and implement. These 4 things, if we do on a regular basis, then the Lord will manifest within our heart in a short time. Not dirghena. This is the recipe. Let's read the purport now. Okay? Who would like to read the purport? Yes? Go on.
Purport.
Prabhu, please use the microphone.
Yes. Purport. Cheap devotees or materialistic devotees of the Lord are very much desirous to see the Lord personally without meeting the requisite qualifications. Such third-grade devotees should know well that material attachment and seeing the Lord face to face cannot go together. It is not such a mechanical process that the professional Bhagavatam reciters can do the job on behalf of the third-grade materialistic pseudo-devotee. The professional men are useless in this connection because they are neither self-realized nor interested in the liberation of the audience. They are simply interested in maintaining the material establishment of family attachment and earning some material benefits out of the profession. Maharaj Parikshit had no more than 7 days to live, but for others, Maharaj Parikshit personally recommends that one hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, nityam, always by one's own effort and with serious devotion also. That will help one to see the Lord Sri Krishna manifested in one's heart within no time. The pseudo-devotee, however, is very anxious to see the Lord according to his whims, not making any serious effort to hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and without detachment from material benefit. That is not the way recommended by an authority like Maharaj Parikshit, who heard and benefited by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any points anybody picked up? I will just make it is more interactive. Any points? Yes, Manjula Mataji, please pass the microphone.
I'm just realizing the importance, I know the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam, but when you read about Goswamis and all, and you realize how much they gave importance despite being Mahabhagavats themselves. Jiva Goswami heard it from his father, and then when he went to, when he came to Vrindavan, he heard the same Srimad Bhagavatam that had been spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, and from him to it was, I think, Madhusudan Vachaspati, somebody, and then he spoke the same Srimad Bhagavatam again. So it's the same thing. They are also listening day in and day out. So we have to learn from them this very important thing that we need to do that too. So
Yeah.
I just thought that that's very, very important for us to do.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
it's,
you made me to bring up another point by telling that. Okay. So our acharyas are giving. It's not a some Prabhupada mentioned pseudo devotees. They want to see the Lord according to their whims, not hearing, not following the process. Yeah. All our acharyas have heard. You remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to hear Bhagavatam from whom? Yes, Gadadhar Pandit. And when Gadadhar Pandit, who is Gadadhar Pandit? Radharani. Yes. Gadadhar Pandit, when he reads Srimad Bhagavatam, he has tears, he cries. And those days we don't have printing like, what we have today. Yes, so written copy, like, luckily you can get a copy just by Madhav Kumar. If he must be very happy, like, he'll be happy to have give you a copy immediately. They had to just, copy completely handwritten Srimad Bhagavatam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, and he used to hear Prahalad Maharaj and Dhruv Maharaj story very much. Many times, again and again. Here. But you can see, like, sometimes we are ready to give class. Yes? Giving class means attraction. Yes, you're sitting on Vyasasana, everybody is listening to you. You are telling some wonderful things from Srimad Bhagavatam, you feel so great. It's not like that. If one advances, one is eager to hear the matter from other devotees. This is a sign of an advanced devotee or humble devotee and who want to make progress. Some devotees just want to give classes only. No. Hear from others, because you will get a different perspective. Hearing. I may speak, but when others are giving, I must hear. So that's another point. Here, Parikshit Maharaj, he had how many days? 7 days. So he heard. He is the example for Shravanam, isn't it? Hearing. He perfected his life simply by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the lotus mouth of Shukadeva Goswami continuously for 7 days. No drinking of water. No eating. And he said, in the 10th canto, Maharaj, my dear spiritual master Shukadeva Goswami, I'm not feeling any thirsty, not feeling hungry, because I'm drinking this nectar through my ear holes. I'm drinking the nectar, and I don't need any water, anything like that. But this hearing, again, we have to do on a regular basis, not occasionally. We should have regularly. And Prabhupada highlighted that point. Let's read that. Maharaj Parikshit, this was the verse spoken by Maharaj Parikshit, by the way. Maharaj Parikshit had no more than 7 days to live. But for others, Maharaj Parikshit personally recommends that 1 year Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, nityam, always, by one's own effort and with serious devotion also. This will help one to see the Lord Sri Krishna manifested in one's heart within no time. So this is the recipe that is given by our acharyas. Do we have a program to hear regularly? We should create a program. What can we do to hear regularly? We should? Mataji, through association. But we don't have. We only come here once in a week. In bigger group it doesn't work. I've noticed. Always making a small group is very good. more diluted in a bigger group. Yes? Engage. Also, yeah, but you're absolutely right. This hearing should be, yeah, go on, Mara.
Maharaj, he's fully absorbed because he's hearing from Goswami.
Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami.
Yes, he's hearing from Goswami, and therefore he feels enlightened every moment because the sweetness is so high.
True.
So when we say seriously, that's what it means to extract the
Yes.
sweetness
Yes.
and to contemplate it.
So this, thank you, Prabhu. This hearing, you can actually, if you hear from pure devotees, it will have more affect, isn't it? More weightage. But however, yeah, Prabhupada purport. By reading, we are hearing from Prabhupada. You can hear your Gurudev as well on a regular basis. You can hear Prabhupada lectures. I know some senior devotees, they have a routine. Every day they hear one lecture of Prabhupada, rain or shine. Always, because that will have a huge impact. Sumed, while taking shower, he puts this Prabhupada lecture every day. And he suggested for his sister as well. I asked him why, and of course I knew, but he was telling that one devotee suggested that he must hear whatever you hear from others. We have so many other speakers, but hearing from Prabhupada, hearing from spiritual master is very beneficial. It should be on a regular basis. Okay, and there are so many things. Yeah. I beg your pardon? True. Yeah. Yeah. And also this Srimad Bhagavatam, if you see how much effort he had put to write these purports. Sometimes I wonder, like when I read the purport, Prabhupada, how can you write? I'm getting tired of reading them. I'm getting just tired. When you read a chapter, purports, then you think, oh my God, how is he writing? But of course, Prabhupada said that these are not my writings. These are not my writings. Prabhupada used to read himself and tell that, these were actually written by Krishna. Let's move forward. We got so many, I picked up so many connections to this verse. Let's read. What happens when you hear? Pravishtah karnarandrena svanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yata sharat. Someone else can read the translation. Prabhu. Sorry. Yeah, you can read.
The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, that is Shrimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
This analogy is very good. So during the rainy season, when it rains heavily, please listen it very carefully, this analogy. When it rains heavily, the water in the ponds and rivers gets muddied because it's heavy rain. But during the autumn, the rain is not heavy, drizzling now and then. And then when it drizzles, all the mud gets settled at the bottom. Then the water becomes clear. You understand this analogy? So, because, they are writing, like they look at the fields and they look at the ponds, so they're giving this analogy. Similarly, currently our heart is very dirty with lust, greed, anger, illusion, jealous, pride. So many things are there within our heart. It's like that muddy water. It's like that muddy water, very dirty. But as soon as we hear about Krishna and Krishna's devotees, Krishna personally, pravishtaha karnarandrena. Srimad Bhagavatam is the sound incarnation of the Lord. This is non-different from the Lord. He enters in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam through our ear holes, and what does he do? As a good friend, vidunoti, he cleanses our heart. And the analogy is given, just like autumn rains will clear the muddy water. So basically, he becomes a cleaner. He becomes a cleaner. We got a very messy, dirty heart. And as soon as we hear about him, as soon as we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, this is what it does. Cleaning, vidunoti, cleaner. You know why our problem? Because we are so conditioned because of these unwanted things in our heart. They are actually stopping us to advance. Whatever, like we say, lust, greed, anger, etc. They are the root cause. We stay away from Krishna. We move away from Krishna. But if they are cleansed, if they are destroyed, then what happens is we just love Krishna. So this is the benefit. Let me tell a little story here, because we are just talking about philosophy all the time. So there was once a dung beetle. You heard this, dung beetle? An insect enjoys in the dung, on the dung, just lives in trash can. So once, it rolls, exactly, yes, it rolls, dung beetle. So once it happened to meet a bumblebee, which was coming from a spiritual world. It stayed at the lotus feet of Krishna. Bumblebees, they like lotuses. So it gave up all the lotus flower in the world, then decided to stay at the lotus-like feet of Krishna and drinking nectar at the feet. Means hearing about Krishna. So it came and it started singing, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Just like it was singing while going, and dung beetle happened to hear. Yes. I said, what are you doing? You're singing very nicely. So, drinking this nectar from the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. What is lotus like? How is lotus feet of Krishna? And the bumblebee said, you don't know the lotus of this world. What to speak of lotus feet of Krishna? You never experienced drinking nectar from the lotus of this world. So come on, I'll take you to the lotus. Just normal lotus. So bumblebee took the dung beetle to a lotus, and the dung beetle started drinking nectar. It went like mad almost. So during the sun, like during the daytime, the lotuses are open, yeah? In the night, they gets closed, isn't it? So it was drinking so much so that it doesn't want to leave the lotus, and it actually got closed in the evening, lotus. Yeah. So there was a princess there, and she picked up the lotus and she offered at the feet of that particular lotus was picked up some or other. She offered that lotus to the Lord Shiva's lotus feet. And yeah, so then it stayed at the feet of Lord Shiva for 24 hours. And then, next day when you collect the flowers, and then what you do, you put them in Mother Ganga, So, and then, yes, the dung beetle came out there, and then, it fell into Mother Ganga, basically all the lotuses were thrown and now enjoying in Mother Ganga. So just by hearing, and we have story of Rukmini. Rukmini had never seen Krishna. She wrote a love letter. She wrote a love letter and sent it with a Brahmana. Asked him to hand it over to Lord Krishna to come and forcibly take her away. Because Rukmini's brother, Rukma, he wanted to give her to someone else, Shishupal. But she had never met Krishna before. But Narad used to come and glorify Krishna's beauty, Krishna's characteristics in the house of Rukmini. Just by hearing on a regular basis about Lord Krishna, she developed so much attraction and she fell in love. And of course, we know the story. Brahmana went with this letter, handed it over to Krishna, and Krishna came and captured, took her away forcibly. They were allowed to do that because they were Kshatriyas, administrative class, so they can do that. So she just heard from Narada Muni. Anything else? Any stories anybody want to bring up? Yes, he was in the bamboo. Krishna's brother, I think he was brother. Yeah. There was an given one fruit, and he gave that fruit to his wife. His wife, rather than eating that fruit, gave it to cow. Gave it to if I don't know why, but she didn't have enough faith. And then at that time, wife's sister was pregnant. She gave birth to a child. So child to husband that in the meantime, the cow also gave birth. Go means cow. Karna means ears. This person, he had cow ears resembling the cow's ears. He took birth. So that person was, because he was like of this fruit was given by the saintly person. He was so saintly, and this person, the other child, that wife actually got from sisters. He was a rascal number one. And so he enjoyed father's property. Father left home, and he mingled with prostitutes. He spent all the money. They killed him, all the prostitutes, because they wanted more money. Yeah, they killed him, and he became a ghost. And the Gokarna, the other person who was born from the cow, he was very intelligent. So then he could actually speak to that person who was in the ghost body. Yes? And at that time, Gokarna, I think, he recited Srimad Bhagavatam. And from the ghost body, he was delivered. This is in short summary, Prabhu. In short. Yes, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, they always tell glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. They always narrate this. Yeah. Also, you can ask, how he could be delivered. Why are we not being delivered? Because there was urgency within him. Like when you are in a condition, you hear very, like even though, we speak Srimad Bhagavatam here, different people take the matter differently, like, different grades of seriousness. So if something is going in my life or my office, my health or my family, then I might take it more seriously. He was in such a ghostly condition, such a painful condition, he heard it very attentively. So that's why he got delivered. Right. We'll read a little more then. Okay. Okay, someone read text 16 onwards.
Text 16. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all voice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva.
How do you develop affinity for Srimad Bhagavatam? Affinity means attraction. How do we develop attraction to hear Bhagavatam? By serving great souls. Pure devotees. If you serve, yeah, Shushruto Shraddhadhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nishedhanat. Just by serving pure devotees, one develops attraction to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And what happens when we hear? Next one, please. Somebody else can read also.
Yeah. Excuse me, before this goes, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who's the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted.
As soon as we hear, then what does Krishna do? Within the heart, so he cleanses vidunoti. This one is Shrunvatam swa kataha Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha vrudyantastoya badrani vidunoti suhrutsatam. Same meaning, that second verse that we read today. So as soon as we hear about him, he is already there in the heart. Sarvasya chaham hrudisannivishto. I am seated in everyone's heart. So he cleanses. Abhadrani. what does he do? Abhadrani means all the inauspiciousness is cleaned. Abhadra means inauspiciousness. Prabhupada put it as desire to enjoy matter, all inauspiciousness. This will be cleansed. This one? Yeah. Yeah, I'll pick up few here and there. Yeah. Just to substantiate the matter. And then 18. Yes, Steve Prabhu?
By regular attention in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering a service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact.
By regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service, two things, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya means two types of Bhagavatas are there. Book Bhagavatam, person Bhagavatam. How do we serve book Bhagavatam? By hearing, by reading, by explaining it to others. And how do we serve person Bhagavatam? Follow his instructions. Prabhupada writes in the purport, either one or two would be sufficient to purify us. If you serve just Bhagavatam, book Bhagavatam also okay. But we can do simultaneously too. Because by serving person Bhagavatam, we develop attraction for Krishna Katha. Yes? And that way we read Bhagavatam as well. So that way we read both. We do both services. Sir? Sorry? Yeah. Once who was accepted as... Accept Guru, but not only accepting Guru, but following his instructions, isn't it? Like Prabhupada writes, you have to accept a Guru and then follow his instructions. Follow his instructions. It's a massive purport, but we don't have time to read that now. So this is what happens. Yeah, let's see. Let's read this first paragraph anyway. Steve Prabhu, you can read it out. Yeah, please.
Here's a remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart, which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization. The remedy is the association of the Bhagavatas. There are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavata and the devotee Bhagavata. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them, or either of them, can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavata is as good as the book Bhagavata, because the devotee Bhagavata leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavata, and the book Bhagavata is of information about the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees, who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavata book and person are identical.
Let's, read that as well. Carry on, please.
The devotee Bhagavata is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavata, one can receive the benediction of the book Bhagavata. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavata or book Bhagavata, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually, these facts are explained by Srila Naradeva,
Narada Muni.
Who happens to be a maidservant's son in his previous life. The maidservant was engaged in the menial service of the sages, and thus he also came into contact with them. And simply by associating with them and accepting the remnants of food left by the sages, the son of the maidservant got the chance to become the great devotee and personality Naradeva. These are the miraculous effects of the association of Bhagavatas, and to understand these effects practically, it should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, results that he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord, The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavatas, the more one becomes fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The message of the book Bhagavata, therefore, have to be received from the the devotee Bhagavata, and the combination of these two Bhagavatas will help the neophyte devotee to make progress on and on.
Yeah, that's the final sentence is the punchline. The message of book Bhagavata should be received from devotee Bhagavatam. Because before Prabhupada we read we hear, but so many people heard Srimad Bhagavatam, there was no transformation. How many people became devotees? Not many. So that's why we are very lucky. Like now we got book Bhagavatam that is commented by person Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada quotes this wonderful verse. The human, the modern society failed to understand the reason how just by simply reading Srimad Bhagavatam or simply serving a pure devotee that they get advanced. Now often I give this example, like, when the medicine is discovered, what they do is they test it in a large patient population. You inject that medicine into large patient population and you see whether it has any effect against the disease. If there is effect, then they will consider for the routine use in the public. Similarly, this Srimad Bhagavatam is also like that medicine. Take for example, Prabhupada. What kind of people came to Prabhupada? Hippies. What are they now? Happies. It has been tested in a large population. The Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam has been tested in a large population from time immemorial. Always effective, with no side effects. These days, any drug, it will come with some side effects. Yeah. So this is it. Like, how do we know it's working? We can see our own life. What to speak of others? Like, before we came to Krishna consciousness, before the association of devotees, where were we, and where are we now? Is there a transformation? You can see Prabhupada's disciples. They became big gurus. Hippies, like, they had into all sorts of habits. It worked. Government was trying, Prabhupada mentions in one of the lectures, the US government was trying to make hippies into happies, but they failed. But Prabhupada did it. Prabhupada did it. He gave the medicine. This is called panacea. Have you heard the term panacea? Panacea. Panacea means cure for all. There is a pharmaceutical company named Panacea Biotech. I don't know if their medicine cure for all, but this medicine, this is real panacea, which cures everything. Let's read a little more. This is my famous verse. Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpadyate pumsaha Shoka moha bhayapaha. This is in connection with the previous verse. Let's read the translation of previous verse. Don't worry, I won't take much time. Is this 6? Yes. What did you do? Yeah, you can read this verse. Somebody can read out this verse. Yes?
The material miseries of the living entity, which are superfluous to him, can be directly mitigated by the linking process of devotional service. But the mass of people do not know this, and therefore the learned Vyasadev compiled this Vedic literature, which is in relation to the supreme truth.
The material miseries, or like, they are superfluous, means we can't control. There is no control over it. We can't mitigate the suffering, our own suffering. And people don't know how to mitigate this suffering. That's why Srila Vyasdev had composed the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is the verse next. Just by hearing Yasyam Vaishruyamananam, simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, the feeling for loving devotional service to Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fearfulness. By giving oral reception. How? With faith. Regularly, always. And taking the matter seriously. Just don't like we hear from here and leave it. It will have some effect, definitely. But if we take the matter seriously, am I making progress? What have I learned today? Am I able to implement this in my own daily life? If we take the matter seriously, then this is what happens. Yes? Number 1 point here, 2 effects are mentioned. Bhakti rutpadyate pumsaha. It just sprouts up. The devotion sprouts up. And as a byproduct, when the devotion sprouts up, as a byproduct, shoka, moha, bhayapaha. Shoka means all your miseries and fear, illusion, they are gone. 3 things. These are byproducts. Shoka, moha, bhaya. Shoka means lamentation, illusion, and fear. So, what we need to do? Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam. We have to hear it regularly. Let's read a little bit of purport from here. Okay. Another devotee. You will love it. This purport, you will love it.
Loving devotional service to Lord Krishna begins with hearing about the Lord. There is no difference between the Lord and the subject matter heard about him. The Lord is absolute in all respects, and thus there is no difference between him and the subject matter heard about him. Therefore, hearing about him means immediate contact with him by the process of vibration of the transcendental sound. And the transcendental sound is so effective that it acts at once by removing all material affections mentioned above. As mentioned before, a living entity develops a sort of complexity by material association, and the illusory engagement of the material body is accepted as an actual fact.
That's fine, Mother. We'll stop
Hare
there. But
Krishna.
I just wanted to highlight this fact here. This is the main point that I wanted to highlight. There is no difference between the Lord and the subject matter heard about him. You understand? Yes? And the Lord is absolute in all respect, and thus there is no difference between him and the subject matter heard about him. What does it mean, Prema Bhakti? Did I put you on spot? I know who to pick up. Is it acting like a sleeping pill? What do you understand? It's a plain English. Hmm? So. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. You know the story of Narada Muni? In the past life, he was a maid servant. You know the story? Yeah. You want to narrate in few sentences? Take the microphone, please take the microphone. Prabhupada quoted that story in the previous verse.
Yeah. So Narada Muni,
In the past
in
life,
his
he was a
past
son
life,
of maid
he was
servant.
son of maid servant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The maid servant was serving pure
Pure
devotees.
devotees who
Pure devotees.
staying at the house.
And these pure devotees stayed in one place for 4 months.
Yeah.
It was a rainy season.
Mm.
Yes. And that time, Narada Muni also helped his mum. That time he was a son of maid servant. And then carry on.
And then Narada Muni was actually eating the remnants of the sages.
Yeah, with the permission.
With
That is mentioned there.
All right, with
Sometimes, of course, without permission also you can take, you can be cheeky.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. But again, we don't want to imitate that. Ideally, the remnant should be taken from a pure devotee's plate.
Mm.
Yes. So he ate remnants.
So
Only remnants he did. He ate remnants. What did he do? He heard from them. Number one.
They were speaking Krishna Katha.
They were talking about Krishna Katha, hearing
Yeah.
and service. And third is taking remnants.
Remnants.
3 things.
Mhm.
Okay, then what happened?
Hearing. So when he was hearing all that, then he his mother died.
How?
His mother died.
She was bitten by a
Snake.
snake while she was milking a cow.
Milking a cow.
How did Narada Muni took that? He was only 5-year-old that time. He took that as an opportunity
Yeah.
rather than lamenting. He just took that an opportunity. And he said that, okay, this may be an indication by the Lord. I must leave. So turning challenges into opportunities. Intelligence means, okay, note down this point. If you forget everything also, don't worry. Intelligence means turning challenges into opportunities. That is real intelligence. Okay, then he went to Himalayas.
Then he went to Himalayas to see.
And then he meditated and he saw the Lord within his heart. So why did Prabhupada quote that in the purport? Because
He was
power of
hearing.
hearing and association.
Yeah. Mhm.
Power of
Hearing.
hearing and association. Many Prabhupada disciples, by association and by hearing Prabhupada, they became big gurus.
Mhm.
Big gurus now. Who? Jayapadak Swami. He's aiming. He's got it? I don't know. Okay. No, my understanding was he was aiming, like, he took a vow to make 50,000. Yeah, but I don't know if he had actually made 50,000 yet. I don't know. I can check with. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know if he had reached 50,000 yet. But it's good. It's good to take some vow, okay? Every time when we come to temple, especially we took a vow to Prabhupada, in front of Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I will make 10 devotees by the end of this year. Or I will make 10 people to chant Hare Krishna. Something like that. Recently, Sumed was telling me that in Cambridge, they had celebrated Prabhupada's disappearance day. Abhayankar Prabhu was there, and there were some other devotees. So then Sumed was telling me that every devotee had taken a vow. By the end of this year, Prabhupada, I will make three people to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Or 3 people make serious devotees, like that. Yeah. But here also we can do. So many are there. Like, if we take a vow, if there is no goal, what do? Nothing. I mean, there should be a goal. There should be a goal. Spiritual goal. And you know the story of these Yajnik Brahmins, Krishna and Balram, when they were once with cowherd friends in the forest, and Krishna's friends, cowherd boy friends, they became very hungry. You know that story? Very hungry in the morning. So they approached Krishna, said, "We are very hungry, do something." Krishna, what did Krishna say? There are some Brahmanas who are performing some sacrifice, and they've gathered a lot of food stuff.
Oh, this was the same.
Yeah. Yeah? Lot of food stuff. Go and ask. Yeah? In my name. They did not give.
And the sages didn't give.
You know, because we are these food preparations are meant to be offered in the sacrifice. Yeah, we'll finish in 5 minutes, yeah? Yeah. And then after that there is prasadam for everyone's pleasure. Ooh, okay. You want to leave now? Yeah. Can we give him some prasadam? Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay. Yeah. Let me finish. We'll end with this. Usually 9:30 we'll finish. Okay. So he was hungry, and they were hungry, but Brahmanas, they rejected. Come on, we need to offer it to. Yeah. And then they went back, and then Krishna said, "Ask in the name of Balram." Because the reason is Balram is Kshatriya, is known as Kshatriya. People thought that Krishna, because son of Nanda Maharaj, means Vaishya. Kshatriya has more weightage, warrior class. And they rejected again. Krishna third time, lucky. He said, "Go and ask the wives of Brahmanas." And then what did they do? They gave everything. Everything, take. And then not only giving, but actually they came to forest to see Krishna and talk to them. Like usually chaste wives, chaste lady without permission of husband would not go anywhere in those days. Those days husbands were also not like that. Don't take it literally. You need to follow. That was the custom. Husbands were also very, very austere, very good character, of good character. So Krishna said to these wives of Brahmanas, "Go back." They wanted to stay with Krishna. And so, upon being advised, Krishna also says that it's not by staying close to me you develop attraction towards me, but you will develop attraction by hearing about me. This is the point. This is from that story. Not by being proximity, like just because you are staying in the temple, it doesn't happen like that. But if you hear about him, Krishna, you are close to Krishna anyway, wherever you are. If you read or hear about him, you are close to Krishna. Krishna actually tells these wives of Brahmanas, not by being close to me you develop attraction to me, but by hearing, wherever you are, don't mind, just hear. Sthane sthitaha shruti gatam tanvan manobhir. Just remain in your own position. You need not to change your occupation. Just remain in your position and lend your ear for Krishna Katha. Sthane sthita. Just be in your own position and Shruti Gatham, just hear about Krishna. This is do. And not the Brahmanas. Why? True. Why, Lalita Priti? They heard about Krishna from gopis. Gopis were coming for selling this butter, milk, yogurt. They were always telling about Krishna, the glories of Krishna. Just like Rukmini heard about Krishna, these gopis, they were constantly talking about Krishna. Usually the buying stuff, milk, yogurt, this was dealt by the ladies. And they actually, they felt very sorry, these Brahmanas. What kind of Brahmanas are we? There was very nice description. They regretted very much for not offering foodstuff to Krishna's friend. action. We did. No, because they are afraid of Kamsa, they did not go and see Krishna. They were afraid of Kamsa, they didn't go and see Krishna. But there is, because these wives of Brahmanas were so exalted, they don't care Kamsa or anyone. They went and met Krishna personally, hearing from gopis. And also, Krishna said, not by being close to me you develop attraction to me, but by hearing. This is the power of hearing. There is so much. There's so many other things also there, but it's the time. I will stop here. Yes, any comments, any thoughts? Anybody would like to share final comments?
Prabhupada always says that one must have full faith in Krishna and own intention. And we generally, Brahmana didn't have that faith, even though
They were ritualistic Brahmanas. That's why devotees are much greater than the ritualistic Brahman. They are karmakandis. Karmakandis means they follow mainly. Why do they perform all these yajnas? They want to go to heaven and enjoy. Tetam bhuktva svargaloksham vishalam kshine punyam martyalokam vishanti. They enjoy in the heaven. After the piety is depleted, they come back here and they perform the same yajnas again, sacrifices, good deeds. So they were karmakandi. They followers of karmakanda. When just perform some rituals. Bhakti is much, much superior, much greater.
so it also corroborates that one's mentality is passive, and one will have done more.
Mm.
It stays the same.
Yeah.
We have to make an attempt to change.
True. We don't. Yeah. Yeah. So let me quote another verse. It is said, Vayor Gandhani Vashayat. At the time of death, the mind carries the emotions from this life and other place. If you open a perfume bottle, Prabhu works in the perfume company, so he knows. If you open perfume on one corner of the room, you just feel that, because the air carries the aroma. Air acts as a vehicle. Similarly, our mind is a vehicle that takes all of our impressions, thoughts, desires, feelings, everything. This is subtle. Mind will not die when we die, when we give up this body. It will go to next life. So it's important that we purify these in this life. Of course, by association, you develop right desires. Your ear means there will be pretty good chance in the next life we will get the association of devotees, 100%. We will get the association. Not offending them. Yeah, there is a danger also. Yeah, if you offend them, then there is a big danger. Hare Krishna Prabhus, thank you so much. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nithai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kupa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I thought like this was prepared while I was driving. Like I thought, okay, let me connect this. No. I thought like, because I wanted to tell something from the story of Dhruv Maharaj, but they've heard from me, so I wanted to keep it something different. Sorry? Really? You have to leave? Really? In Bolton? Sorry, Prabhu. Yeah, 9:30, usual class. But thank you everyone for attending to. Thank you.
You sleeping?
No, I'm only kidding. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. And you, and tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, every day.